BTS news today. Suddenly, the local media started kissing BTS in early 2025. New phenomenon or strategy? The beginning of 2025 presents an interesting phenomenon in the world of local media in various countries. The media, which was previously often criticized for lack of attention or even tended to corner South Korean idol group BTS, now seems to be changing direction. In a surprising transformation, many news platforms began praising and elevating BTS's name in their reports. It even mentions them as inspiring global icons. Is this just a marketing strategy to grab the reader's attention? Or is there something bigger going on behind the scenes? In this article, we will explore different points of view related to this phenomenon, from the change in media attitudes, the impact felt by ARMY, as BTS fans are called, to broader social and cultural implications. Point 1. Changing media attitudes. From skeptical to appreciative before 2025, most local media in many countries often only covered BTS in sensational contexts, such as controversy or speculation. However, at the beginning of this year, the tone of the news changed dramatically. The media, which previously criticized, now give praise for the achievements of this group, like the international awards they achieved, their contribution in spreading Korean culture through Hallyu Wave, and their positive influence on the younger generation. The reason behind this change: 1. BTS's undeniable success. With a growing number of awards, including nominations and wins at the Grammy Awards, BTS is increasingly difficult to ignore by the media. Point 2. ARMY market forces. ARMY is known as one of the most active and solid fan bases in the world. Positive coverage of BTS has the potential to attract the attention of millions of their fans around the world. Point 3. Digital media competition. In an era where clicks and engagement are key to media success, news about BTS is a guarantee of virality. 2. ARMY reaction. From skeptical to supportive, ARMY, which has long been a staunch supporter of BTS, has had mixed reactions to this change in media attitudes. Some welcomed, but not a few were skeptical of the true intentions behind this sudden compliment. Support positive change. Many fans feel that this change in media attitudes is a form of recognition of BTS' hard work over the years. Criticism of media falsehoods. Some fans think the media is just using BTS's big name to their advantage, without really appreciating the value and message that this group carries. Point 3. Social and cultural implications. The transformation in media attitudes toward BTS also reflects a changing global view of Korean pop culture and the Hallyu Wave phenomenon as a whole. Increased interest in Korean culture. Positive coverage of BTS is also often followed by an introduction to other Korean cultures, such as food, drama, and traditions. This has had a positive impact on South Korea's cultural diplomacy. Changing narratives about Asian pop music. Previously, Asian pop music was often underestimated by the Western music industry. However, BTS has managed to break this stereotype. Point 4. Is this just a strategy or the beginning of a sincere confession? One of the biggest questions that arises is whether this change in media attitudes is a sign of sincere recognition of BTS or just a temporary strategy to capitalize on their popularity. Media business strategy. In the competitive world of media, it is not uncommon for narrative changes to follow trending trends. Signs of global recognition. On the other hand, this change could also be a reflection of how BTS has managed to change the global music landscape. Point 5. The future of BTS and the media. What can we expect from the relationship between BTS and the media in the future? Will this change last long, or is it just a momentary trend? BTS's growing influence. With the new projects they continue to release, BTS will likely find it increasingly difficult to be ignored by the media. More positive relationships. If the media really learn to appreciate BTS deeply, and this relationship can develop into something mutually beneficial. Point 6. BTS's role as agents of social change. Not only successful in the music industry, BTS have also shown themselves to be influential agents of social change. Their social and philanthropic campaigns are in the spotlight of the world, even recognized by international institutions. This is one of the reasons the media is now more cautious and began to praise them. Since 2017, BTS has collaborated with UNICEF on the Love Myself campaign, a global movement to fight violence and raise awareness about mental health among adolescents. The campaign raised millions of dollars and touched the hearts of millions of people around the world. Speeches at the UN and global influence. BTS speech at the UN General Assembly in 2018 and 2021, where they talk about loving yourself and the importance of inclusivity, is a historic moment. International media praise their sincere and relevant message, thus strengthening their status as global icons who care about humanitarian issues. Point 7. Comparison with media treatment of other artists. The phenomenon of local media changing attitudes towards BTS has also led to discussions about how they treat other artists, particularly from Asia. Before BTS, many Asian artists experienced discrimination in the global entertainment industry. They are often thought to lack universal appeal. However, BTS broke this stigma by dominating global charts such as Billboard and became the first K-pop artist to hold a concert in a major stadium such as Wembley. The media that previously ignored or belittled BTS now have no choice but to acknowledge their success. This paved the way for other Asian artists to gain similar recognition, although challenges still existed. Point 8. Criticism of the media. Is it too late? Some cultural observers and BTS fans have questioned whether the sudden media praise came too late. Over the years, BTS has faced various forms of media harassment, including racism, stereotypes, and disparaging narratives. The media is said to be just looking to profit from BTS's popularity without really appreciating the value they bring. Many fans felt that this compliment was just lip service and not sincere recognition. Local media neglect of BTS's achievements for years and reduced their chances of building deeper connections with a wider audience. Some fans felt the media was too slow to realize BTS' huge impact on the world. Point 9. BTS's media strategy. Stay focused on music and positive messages. Over the years, BTS has remained focused on their music and the message they want to convey, despite facing many obstacles. This is one of the reasons why they remain relevant and respected to this day. BTS rarely responds to criticism directly. Instead, they prove themselves through works and achievements. They often use their personal experiences as inspiration to create songs that can strengthen listeners. The close relationship between BTS and their fans is one of the group's greatest strengths. ARMY not only supports BTS financially, but also becomes a social force that helps fight for the values promoted by the group. Point 10. Lessons to be learned from this case. The transformation of media attitudes toward BTS offers valuable lessons about the importance of appreciating one's work without cultural bias or stereotypes. Music, like any other art, should be valued regardless of the cultural background or geographical origin of the artist. BTS proved that its universal messages of love, acceptance, and self-struggle are acceptable to a global audience. The strength of a fan base like ARMY shows that digital communities have a huge role to play in shaping public opinion and changing media narratives. Point 1. Of the biggest challenges is whether the local media that has now begun to praise BTS will remain consistent in their attitude, or whether this is just a temporary trend. Factors that determine the consistency of the media. 1. Economic impact. If coverage of BTS continues to bring financial returns, it is likely that the media will maintain this positive narrative. Point 2. Increased social awareness. Changes in the way people view Asian culture can also encourage the media to continue supporting artists like BTS. Point 3. BTS career development. If BTS continues to grow and achieve new achievements, the media will have no choice but to cover them consistently. The phenomenon of local media suddenly praising BTS in early 2025 reflects a major shift in the way the world views Korean pop culture and global music as a whole. From changing media attitudes to fan reactions, this phenomenon is clear evidence that BTS has transcended the traditional boundaries of the music industry and become a global force that is difficult to ignore. However, challenges remain. For both BTS and ARMY, their journey is not over. By continuing to deliver positive messages and exceed expectations, BTS will continue to be a symbol of hope and inspiration for future generations, while the local media have to prove whether this praise is really sincere or just a temporary strategy. The phenomenon of local media suddenly praising BTS in early 2025 is a reflection of how the group has changed the way the world views Korean pop music and Asian culture as a whole.